Welcome to The Explainer. So today we are pulling back the curtain on something that is literally everywhere right now, artificial intelligence. We're going to go on a shared journey to look at how AI actually learns. And honestly, what we find reveals a hidden layer of human infrastructure that we interact with every single day. Because let's be real, how does AI actually learn? Usually when we think about this, we picture massive compute clusters and algorithms just churning away in these freezing cold, totally isolated server farms. And hey, it's a totally understandable assumption, given how much the industry talks about scaling laws. We kind of end up imagining this alien brain, right? Just a pure math machine, teaching itself the secrets of the universe through brute force, with absolutely zero help from us. Okay, let's dive into this. The myth we've all been sold is that the secret recipe for AI is simply volume. Just endless rows of text, massive image libraries, and petabytes of scraped numbers shoveled into a machine. We think that if we just dump enough raw data into the neural network, eventually, boom, it wakes up and gets smart. It's like we're treating data as fuel for an engine. Just pour it in and the engine runs. We assume the system just finds all the patterns on its own. But actually, scratch that. As we're about to see, that totally isolated mechanical view is missing literally the most crucial variable in the entire equation.
Which brings us to Section 1, the hidden human element, the plot twist in AI training.
Because the more you look at the day-to-day mechanics of machine learning, the more you realize that the real intelligence isn't coming from those cold servers at all. No way. It comes from people, real, breathing people, making millions of tiny choices. Look at this list. Labeling things, correcting mistakes, ranking results, making judgment calls, applying real human experience. This is where the heavy lifting actually happens. It's manual labor and human judgment at scale, which the industry usually calls reinforcement learning from human feedback, or RLHF. Because raw data, frankly, it's kinda dumb. To make an AI highly capable, humans literally have to step in. They're labeling weird edge cases. They're fixing code when the AI completely hallucinates a function. They're ranking results so the algorithm knows what's actually helpful. And most importantly, they are making these complex judgment calls in gray areas that pure math just cannot resolve. I mean, pure math can't detect sarcasm or cultural nuances, right? That takes a human mind. Without this intense human intervention, a foundation model is basically just a noisy pattern matcher. The human touch is what gives it actual real-world utility. Moving right along to Section 2, the Codatta approach, valuing the human signal. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the industry is starting to formally recognize this massive shift. The top builders are realizing that data without a human fingerprint just isn't enough anymore. So instead of treating data as this cheap commodity, like a blind ton of bricks scraped indiscriminately from the web, the Codatta approach intentionally captures the human context behind the data. It's capturing reputation, like who exactly provided this info, and are they actually reliable? It's capturing verifiable expertise. Is the person correcting this Python script really a senior software engineer? And it's capturing those millions of tiny decisions people make while interacting with the data. By doing this, those human signals become fundamentally woven into how the data is weighted and understood by the machine. The AI isn't just learning what is said anymore, it's learning who is saying it and why it matters. And that leads us to Section 3, AI's human future, a philosophical shift. Because of these new approaches, this isn't just some technical upgrade, it is a true philosophical shift. The very nature of what artificial intelligence is shifting away from that idea of an isolated brain in a box and moving towards something much more deeply connected to us. Look at this timeline. We're moving from a past focused purely on dataset volume, just getting more data and hoping for the best, to a present where quality control is the ultimate bottleneck. And quality requires armies of people contributing, reviewing, and meticulously verifying that data. As we move into the future, AI becomes this highly collaborative, human-driven ecosystem. It won't ever be a finished product. Instead, it's going to rely on continuous human improvement over time. It's a living system, constantly being pruned, guided, and shaped by human gardeners. So this all brings us to a pretty profound realization. In a way, the smarter AI gets, the more human the training process becomes. It's incredibly ironic, isn't it? The more advanced, the more capable, and the more seemingly alien these models appear to us, the deeper their roots actually have to go into human intuition, effort, and expertise. They aren't replacing us in the learning loop. They are actually becoming far more dependent on us to truly understand the world. We've seen today that the machine isn't cold, it's a mirror. So if AI is ultimately just a reflection of our own human judgment, our own corrections, and our own expertise, what exactly is it learning from you? Every prompt you write, every snippet of code you refine, every result you approve or reject, you are part of that vital human signal. Definitely something to think about the next time you log in. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today. I really hope this sparked your curiosity, and I will catch you on the next one.